Y'all understand, bro? This era of music is
You
what
ain't
I'm
been to the
telling you,
flame?
you missed.
I was outside.
No, you
How do I
weren't.
miss
No,
it?
he don't know no Rich Kid songs. He don't know no Travis Porter. He know Ain't I.
Oh, I
He
don't know.
Ain't I
I
because
don't-
Ain't I was too big.
Stop.
I don't know Travis Porter.
All right, I ain't gonna play with you. You know Travis.
Oh, okay.
Everybody knows Travis. Okay.
Cut it
All right,
out.
whatever. This music was the music. This is the music that people in my age group were like seeking out, digging for. Every
For
time
sure.
he dropped, Dro dropped, anything
sure.
that was dropping around like 2009, 2008, party fun music when y'all all
We
be
was
like,
dancing.
y'all be like, the kids, they don't dance no more. But we was just dancing. I was just in middle school, bro. We was just dancing.
He was
Turning
just
up
born.
at the parties, bro.
Right.
Fresh
Bro,
out of Pampers.
Thank you for coming and sitting with us. First
Yes,
of all.
thank
Shout out
you.
to you.
Yes.
You know what
I'm
I'm saying?
Yes.
super elated to be here, my brother.
It went from trap music to futuristic style music in the city. Like
You
basically
changed the game.
overnight,
You
right?
changed the game.
For
really.
sure.
It was an entire wave of people. We was talking outside. It was like people like Roscoe. It was people like Jay Money. It was people like you. It was people like Travis. All one time. It was like the whole city decided
Right.
to make a style of music. And the style of music you was making was so palatable to people my age that everybody in my age group started trying to rap. Like that
Facts.
that
Wow.
middle school to ninth grade. Like that's where you see groups like the Rich Kids and Travis Porter because they was like, nah, we can make kick it, you know what I'm saying, having fun, turning up. I think y'all was the first people we seen really rapping about going to Linux.
For
Like,
sure.
you know what I'm saying? Linux
The
wasn't
ladies
really-
was in love with
You
the
were-
traps.
Yeah.
Linux,
Yeah.
was,
That's right. That
Linux
is
was
right.
not a thing that people just talked about going and balling out in Linux.
Lean in my shop.
Yeah.
Feel
Right.
as a hype.
that wasn't how people rapped in Atlanta back
For
then.
sure.
But like,
Nah,
what
for
was
sure.
it like having to carve out? That was a lane, bro.
Mm.
What was it like having to figure that out and figure out if it was even gonna play? Because you had to think about, is New York gonna play your music? Because it wasn't as accepted as it is now. You had to worry about California playing your music. How did you decide to go futuristic?
And define futuristic for those that may not be hip to it, please.
Futuristic is just being trendy and being ahead of the curve. Whether it's your fashion, your sound, it's always, I could go back to being a creator and being original. Like, I always got to challenge myself on what's next. So I'm that kind of artist. Like, even right now, if I'm popping Black Boy, White Boy, I got another baby that I'm nurturing, saying that this is going to be the next one. It might be SunTrust Leland. Like, I'm always on to the next wave, whether it's fashion, dressing. And I think when I came out and said futuristic, I knew nobody in the game was dressing like me with the image. I knew the mohawk wasn't there. I knew that this was something that I was birthing and it was going to be, it was going to be super different. I never really got into the politics of it, like saying New York and LA and stuff like that, because I just had fun with my music in my backyard. You know what I'm saying? Just a kid, bro, with a God-given gift. And I just, like I say, I stayed really like in my lane and I never tried to make hits. Like, all my music is a vibe. Like, so once the beat come on, the beat gonna tell me the hook.
Okay.
Like, basically, if you listen to instruments, they talk to you. It tells you the words to put on the perfect song on the hit. So with Ain't I, it was just like the same formula, having fun. I'm not trying to make a hit. I mean, I'm trying to make something that I know is catchy. I'm trying to make something that I know the women will gravitate to. So when I started to finesse my voice and started to, you got to know the boy, I want it to be easy on the ears and acceptable so people grab it.
Right.
It's like one of the main
Little
elements
melodic.
of a hit,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Melodic. And I felt like if girls gravitate to your music, then guess what? You got them. You know what I'm saying? Like, so when I went to the Coco Loco to showcase new music at open mics or the Libra or the Club Crucial or Pool Palace, a lot of dangerous clubs in Atlanta. Like,
heard
these
those
are
clubs in a long time.
These are
passed
whole
by
in the-
Crucial
you
the
had to
other
be
day.
outside.
Yeah,
yeah,
right
you
there
gotta
by
really
Crucial,
be
man.
outside, and you really gotta you really gotta be, in Atlanta. It's like, oh yeah, we know, bro. He
Yeah.
from Thomasville.
Mm-hmm.
He went to Southside. Or yeah, we know, bro. He from Thomasville. He used to talk to Shorty over here in Inglewood.
Right.
The projects could put their hands on LA, and the whole city of Atlanta could go and trace down and say, oh yeah, that shot from Thomasville.
Yeah.
That means something in Atlanta.
Yeah.
So how did you get with Young Dro and the whole Grand Hustle squad?
I was pushing, like before Grand Hustle even came, I was already, like I say, super trendy in my neighborhood. I'm not saying like I didn't try to go after the world. I just made sure I had Zone 3.
Right.
Okay.
Because, I mean, if I got Zone 3 Atlanta, or just say I just got Four Seasons and I got Thomasville Heights, then I know I got my family with me. So now when I go out to these clubs and they singing my music word for word, I think I was one of the probably in that era doing that where you was bringing a whole lot of people. You know, like in the videos now,
Yeah.
they'll go to like a big crowd of mass people singing a song in words. But we actually had that, like, we'll leave from Thomasville 25 deep just to go to the club. And I'm only doing an open mic, so I'm just going to win like $200, $250 or first place or something like that.
But that's what you need in those type of crowds. Like, you need somebody, you need that group of people
For sure.
to push you on that mic when you on those open mics.
Yeah, for sure. And like I say, I made my claim to fame in hole in the wall clubs and open mics. So
So you've literally underground
I'm
and
a
then made your way up. Like, you
mainstream.
did it the
Yeah,
way that
I did it
the way
the-
you supposed to.
I did it the way that we had these arguments about the day, say, oh, well, they abandoned the DJs, or they just go straight to put the music out, oh, all these social media platforms, it's hard to control. I feel like, and still to this day, man, this is my formula, and I'm just giving a little jewels. I'm the artist who's gonna still work the streets.
I know it.
That mean I'm going to 3 clubs. That mean even if I'm not on a flyer at this after hour spot, I'm gonna just bust in here. I'm gonna grab your mic. I'm gonna give you the star power, and I'm gonna also work social media and internet. Now I feel like you can't have one without the other. That's just me.
I want to touch on that. That's
I
such an
still want to
important
do the chitlin
topic.
circuit. Like me and my manager VA over here, like we already know. Like we got the new record, so we already know what time it is.
Yeah.
Savannah, Valdosta,
know
Middle
what you gotta
Georgia,
do, yeah.
Southwest Georgia, Southeast Georgia.
Facts.
You
All
know,
right, 1 second. If you guys just tuned in, News and Talk 1380 WAOK, you're listening to Voice in the Streets Unfiltered, and we're talking to Young LA about his music and everything. If you just tuned in, I wanted to touch on what you said. You still work the streets and you still promote your music in the streets. How important is that? And talking to other artists, that a lot of artists think that because the streaming is in place now, they don't have to do the actual physical footwork behind working their record. So what do you
That's
say
the
to
problem.
artists that are now just, they kind of stay stuck behind the camera and stuck behind the streaming and they depend on that?
I call them Pop Tarts.
I know that's, yep.
That's what I mean. That's my definition for them. I call them Pop Tarts, and because you know you microwave heat up. You know you kind of hot. You pop out. It look good. The Pop Tart look good. It stay hot for a minute, but
It ain't as good as the oven when you gotta literally
Yeah.
sit in there and make it.
so
Facts.
you know you hot. You looking good. You got the frosting on you, but you go cold. You know what I'm saying?
Real quick.
And I feel like if you stick with the streaming formula and just feel like that's going to save you, then it's not.
So, LA, walk us through. You got Ain't I? The Streets is buzzing. You got Futuristic Love. You on all these joints.
All these
right?
remixes.
Right.
You on top of the world, and then all of a sudden it seems as though we don't hear from you.
Right.
What happened?
Was that intentional, or what happened? Like,
Well, when you're doing business, like, I didn't know I was good at business when I first started rapping. I just know I had super duper talent. I'm coming straight from the projects, like I'm telling you. Like I didn't know nothing about the music game or nothing. I just had something. I had a mere talent, and so what it was with me, I made a business decision to kind of like level myself up or to put myself and secure myself. Sometimes you got to do what's best for you, the people around you, and your family, and
Yeah.
you know, if you with a person genuinely and you got good aspirations for a person, then I feel like there's nothing wrong with that. You should want to see a person take that step up, or, you know, if you believed in the talent that this person had, then you don't stop believing in their talent. You know what I'm saying? You should do, you know, everything, I feel like, but I thought that's how I was supposed to be embraced because that was my embracement from Young Dro.
right?
So basically what I was going to just say, I just made a business decision basically, and I chose to, like, when a lot of trouble was going on with Grand Hustle as far as like tip endeavors and stuff that I couldn't control, I took a lot of bumps and bruises and hits that I had no control over.
Yeah.
The legal situations, the pause on the labels because of, you know, this situation.
Right.
So many stings
Things
I
that
took.
didn't have to do with you.
I forget that y'all was right in the middle of that.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean,
That's
my-
why you say
I mean,
about
my-
be gone for about a year. The paper trail you got to hear,
But ain't I out of here?
Yeah.
You know what I'm
That's
saying?
crazy. I forgot. That
Yeah,
was that
so
year.
I mean, I was nominated for BET Awards. I didn't even get to perform at the BET Awards that year because that's how big and that's how major and the grind that Clifford had done put in, just where he was. They didn't want to see this new artist, Young LA and Young Dro. They wanted to see the full package with T.I.
Right.
So when you talk about not being able to perform on the BET Awards, and you're nominated, you're here, you
Yeah.
accept the
That's
awards.
tough. Yeah.
It's like back then, that's all you had.
No, you're right. That's a
BET,
fact.
when you made it there and you smashed that stage, that solidified you in the game.
Yeah.
Facts.
Yeah.
So with me not having that shot, it was like, but you take your licks and you keep on ticking. You know what I'm saying? You roll up, you take your bruises. If you love something, you take the pain, you take the bruises, you take the humiliation, you take whatever comes with it, and you just, you got to nurture it. You got to absorb it.
All right, so LA, what you got going on now? Like you done seen the game, you done made business decisions that you felt like were best for you and stuff like that. Where are you at now?
Man, I'm just I'm enjoying just growing and just enjoying life. I'm happy, I know that, you know what I'm saying, just coming home. Got a couple things out of my life that I just had to get out,
Yeah.
Sometimes we try to walk around it or walk under it or walk on top of it, but if you don't sweep it, then it don't go nowhere.
That's a bar.
So I just had to go sit down and do a little time, you know what I'm saying, and get that out the way.
How long was you? Because you was in jail. So how long?
Yeah. Well, out of I had a 7-year sentence, and I did 3 years out of those 7. So, that was a lot of time. That was, that's a substantial amount of time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't feel like a time is on like you got to do it at this time or you got to do it at that time. I came in the game so young.
Yeah.
I had a little change to spare. You know what I'm saying? Thank God for that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Came in 19, 20 years old. You know what I'm saying? So
What was it like post like you said, the situation with Grand Hustle was kind of out of your control when things kind of took a turn for worse or whatever people want to call it.
right.
That was out of your hands. It was out of basically anybody's hands that was on the label. It was with the top. So
Yeah.
after that though, what was that like? What was that journey for you? Because I know the 2010s, 2011, when you start getting into those eras, things were tough.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
for sure.
saying? And like being young around that time, being 13, 14 years old, right? And we got to talk about the duct tape situation
For sure.
and that happening. That was like
For sure, for
think being at that age, I think that was the first time I had seen a rapper that we looked up to like going viral for something.
Yeah.
And really the first time artists was really going viral, that was really those couple of years, those 2009, 10, 11, and people just reacting to it way
Yeah, for
differently
sure.
than they would now. Like I feel like
Yeah.
that video coming out in 2023 is a way
It's
different
way
reception.
different.
It's
Yeah.
a way different reception.
Man,
So
that-
like first I want to
They
know.
doing everything these days. I'm
Yeah,
talking about.
it's crazy now. You know what I'm saying?
you know.
And that's all. You know what I'm saying? I talk about it another time, but that's like my generation. You
For
know what I'm saying? Because I'm a fan of like
sure.
most stuff. Like I know it's sometimes it ends up negative, but a lot of the time the people doing that making crazy fire music.
Well,
So it's hard to not listen to it.
Well, the negatives turn into positives, and I don't shy away from nothing. I just go through, you know what I'm
That's a fact.
saying? And then I go to the other side.
So let me just ask you what. All right. So what was that? Why did that happen? I know it was about a tattoo.
Nah, it really wasn't about a tattoo. It was just about two individuals who didn't really see eye to eye. And
Okay.
it basically wasn't anything. It's about being young, being hot-headed, egos, a lot of stuff that play into decision. But with Allie, who's a good friend of mine now, you know what I'm saying?
Shout out to Alley Boy.
You know, like, it ain't no ill will. A lot of stuff swept up under the bridge. You know what I'm saying? You grow, you learn, and then you come to this place where it's like, bro, I've been knowing you from the streets. Like, bro, we ain't, you know what I'm saying, bro? I always, rocked with you, bro. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It was never no, ill will. So to hear, you know what I'm saying, him respond like that after so many years, just like a year, 2 years ago, you know what I'm saying? But it meant something, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And with that situation, like I say, Allie wasn't aware of what was going on. I was sitting in the trap every day, like in the
Yeah.
spot with Dave, and I was just growing with people who were in this organization,
Yeah.
Duct Tape. And this was my next move at the Grand Hustle. I had seen it all the way clear. I'm like, okay, boom. Booty Green, he grew up with my cousin. You know what I'm saying? I got, me and Dro just did the joints with Allie on his album.
I remember
You know what I'm
those.
saying? I'm rocking with Black. I'm at Dave's spot every day. Like,
Yeah.
they embracing me, this family, you know what I'm saying? So I'm a stamp this. Like, this is where I'm going to take my independent, you know what I'm saying? Because I was going straight from mainstream, now I'm making the decision to be just Leland Austin, Young
Yeah.
LA, just my
Gotcha.
name and my brand.
Mhm.
And like I say, miscommunication, people not knowing. So Allie really wasn't involved on a lot of stuff that was going on. So when it came to him, he felt like he should have been included, knowing like we finna bring LA into Duct Tape. And I understand it because this is something that's been built from the ground up.
Yeah.
You put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears in a lot of things. And so I know I understood after.
Right.
All this is after.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? To where you can look at the situation and say, oh man, you know what I'm saying? I kind of understand on that end of his, you know what I'm saying? But from my angle, it's like I'm around these guys every day.
Yeah.
So,
And you young, like you said.
so hey Dave, I'm finna go get this duct tape tattoo. Now maybe if I wasn't, in my vices and things that I was battling too at that time, maybe where I wouldn't have made the decision to get it on my face. maybe I just would have got the tattoo on my arm or something. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Yeah.
So it's like even when that happened, I can just wear along whatever. But it's in my face, like, and it's
Right.
super duper big.
Yeah.
So after that incident, it's like I gotta get it covered up. Like it's no matter what. Just as a man, like
Yeah, I
this has
understand.
happened. Like lines been drawn. It's like no,
Right.
it's no way I can even. You look
Yeah.
crazy. You know what I'm saying?
I can't
Out
even
here.
commit to y'all.